one follow-up question. I'm shocked. I mean, your slogan now is "Move on up." I'm hearing you say what we want to do, where we want to go, what we want to be. Where do you want to go? What kind of bank are you intending to become? I mean, there's so much talk about super banks in Nigeria now, and what we see. But I'm wondering at the end of the day, exactly what services will these banks be delivering? For Access Bank, for example, where is Access Bank going, and how is Access Bank going to contribute to the development of this country, particularly in terms of this economic space? Right. Let me ask you that.
Okay. That's a very loaded question.
That's a very important question.
Yes.
Right.
But to keep it very brief, Access Bank Access Bank is determined to be a globally competitive bank, and Access Bank is determined to be a bank that contributes to productive activity in the country. Over the last 5 years, we have partnered with a lot of international financial institutions to attract long-term money to this country. We've partnered with European Investment Bank, brought in about $50 million, and Access Bank alone has disbursed at least 35 million of that into real projects. We've partnered with IFC in the Gender Empowerment Program.
You knew I would know about that, didn't you? I saw that look on your face, and I know she knows about that one.
No, just to demonstrate that we are walking the talk. There's a lot of infrastructure-related activities that we're involved in as well. But I think there's always a limitation to all of this. I mean, Nigeria is so far behind in terms of infrastructure and social capital. So it's going to require tons of money to get the country up to speed. And I think power is just one common example all of us know. There's roads and there's several other things. So I think it's something that we have to do in a very measured way. And part of raising capital is to give you the capacity to do the next level of activities, and then you come for more capital to do the next level of activities. Look at capital as something that gives you capacity to do another level of work.
Right.
So Access Bank is basically very focused on providing infrastructure, providing productive activity, and then on the everyday small business side and retail client side, to start to provide more and more products and services for consumers and for small businesses. We have just gotten started. There's so much more to be done, and I think over the next 5 years, you're going to see a lot more of that.
All right, I'm going to ask a lot of questions on that later. But Ijoma.
Yeah, my thing I find with banks in Nigeria is that they seem to duplicate a lot of products. You go to one bank, you find a list of products. If you go to the next bank, you find the exact same list, but probably with different names. I mean, is your company thinking in terms of doing unique products that affect particular groups of people, but that is different from what other banks have, on ground? Okay.
Banking is first of all service. Everything we call products in banking is really an attempt to brand, to package, to differentiate. At the end of the day, it's financial intermediation. It's a service. So it's very it's therefore not. It should not be a surprise to you, therefore, that if you go to different banks and you look at the list of products, we're probably talking about loans, we're probably talking about advances, we're probably talking about cards, and so forth. That shouldn't be a matter of a real surprise, because really that's what all of us are doing. I think the real issue is, how does one bank deliver on one particular item differently from the other?
Okay.
How does it define the markets that they offer those services and those products to? In the case of Access Bank, basically we have defined for ourselves the full range of markets. So far we've been largely a corporate bank. Over the last 5 years we've largely been a corporate bank. We've largely been a bank that served the larger commercial clients and the big corporate clients.
Which is why we're talking about those huge projects.
Exactly. Exactly.
I know what that means.
Exactly. So it may not be terribly visible to a lot of the consumer market space.
Ordinary people, exactly. I.e. yourself and myself.
I won't put it that way. But now we realize that every bank that we have today has the capacity to address all of those clients. So all that's going to happen very soon is all of us will be crowding out that market space. So it is clear to us that we have to start expanding the market definition. So we are going to go into the small and medium scale industry segment. and we have already started the consumer segment.
Right.
And that moving on up advert you see is really primarily about the consumer and taking the financial empowerment of the consumer from where things are today to a higher level.